more episodes of the Games4all podcast, please check out our website, www.games4allpodcast.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at www.twitter.com/Games4all. And you can like us on Facebook, just search for Games4all podcast. Games4all is brought to you by iPage. For more affordable and greener web hosting, check out ipage.com. Hello and welcome to the Games4all podcast, episode 32. I'm your host, Dan Young. With me as always, my good friend
James Craigie, 5 days drunk and counting.
Okay, well thank you very much for listening. I hope you've had a very good holiday. And
Who, me?
well,
I have, yeah.
Everybody, our listeners in general. We're going to do our review of 2010 because, you know, the year kind of went by pretty quick, you know. I mean, we started doing the podcast in, June?
Yeah.
So, you know, we've not had time to talk about everything that happened, and we won't have time to talk about everything that happened today. But before we put 2010 behind us, we're going to give our review of the year. That's going to happen in this middle section.
Yeah.
And then in the third section, we're going to talk about our most anticipated games of 2011. So, looking back, and then we're going to start looking forward.
Awesome.
Excellent. So, but first of all, we're gonna kick off as we always do with what we've been playing. Do you want to start?
Why? Because you haven't got anything?
No, I've got some stuff.
Have you?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, New Year's Eve. People try and get me drunk, but not drunk enough. But they still got me to play the Michael Jackson Experience.
And was it an experience?
It was an experience. I think the only way it could have gotten worse if there was a tiny man trying to claw his way out of my anus with a garden fork.
Yeah, that would have been pretty bad.
It was awful.
I mean, as box quotes go, that would have been an awesome one. Yeah. The only way this would have been worse. But yeah, it's one of those games that you just kind of think, well, there's definitely an audience for it, but you know,
it's hilarious to watch people do.
Yeah.
It's not actually do it yourself.
It's kind of the Just Dance kind of, but a bit more kind of. Yeah. I don't know, characterised because it's Michael Jackson.
Leads me to think that my sister might be onto something when she says she doesn't think Michael Jackson's dead because he has made more money, sort of with like albums and games and stuff, since he's been dead.
Yeah, I think it's because he's now. Well, you know, best Michael Jackson game ever is Moonwalker.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, let's be honest, there's not many Michael Jackson games. Yeah, but you know, so how does Michael Jackson Experience compare?
Not as good.
Nowhere near as good.
No.
So if you're looking for a Michael Jackson game,
this is probably the most current one, so you're stuck with it.
Yeah, you're stuck with it. Okay, well that's that. I wasn't expecting that from you.
I wasn't expecting it from me.
Excellent. Here we go. What else? I mean, you played the Dead Space 2 demo after we recorded the New Year's special.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
Oh no, I mean, you know, I mentioned it very briefly.
Yeah.
You know, it's a really cool demo. The game comes out in about 3 weeks.
Cool. Yeah.
Very excited about it. You know, the demo is a really cool piece of the game. I mean, you get a very nice
It's a
really,
game. Really good demo. I did actually quite like it, apart from everybody trying to make me jump.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. No, it looks good. Controls are solid.
Yeah.
Kind of could
they
get
have
there.
really fine-tuned a lot of things about it.
Yeah.
And the new weapons, you know, fucking genius in my eyes.
I mean, it's still
more inventive ways to kill stuff.
Yeah. It's still not my kind of game. I probably still won't be picking it up, but I can appreciate people who do, and I will not be poking fun at them because I think it's a good, solid game.
It's a really good. It's a good IP. It's really good. Yeah.
And apparently, if you have a save game from the first Dead Space,
you unlock
get the plasma cutter.
Plasma cutter from the first game. Yeah.
You're sorted.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, that's good. Day one, get me old plasma cutter.
Yeah,
that's good.
Also, been playing more of the DCUO beta.
Okay, yeah. How's that? How you getting on with that?
Loving it.
DC Universe Online.
Yes.
Sorry, and for people who, I mean, people probably listen to the show figured it out by now because you talk about it a lot. But you know,
I reached the beta level cap. So
what's that?
That is basically the end game level cap is 30, which isn't that high. Maybe they'll extend it later on, but for the beta it's 20, so you can only get up to level 20. And experience content.
We haven't been playing it that long, only a few weeks.
No, but you can
level up very quickly.
You can get up to 20 in a day if you
really?
play it solidly, in like 20 hours.
That could be a problem.
Could be a problem, but apparently there is a lot of end game content for it, and there's a lot of. I've been trying out some of the PvP elements. Been on the PvP server. There's a lot of.
Only comes out in like 10 days or something.
Yep.
It's not long at all.
No.
You're getting it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Pre-ordered. Honestly.
That's cool. I mean, you know, you're saying a week or two's time you'll be playing the final game.
Final game. So it'll be interesting to see because I played the beta when it was first released in Europe. I was on there like day one. Well, day two technically because it took me a day to download it.
Yeah.
But then there was like a 3 gigabyte update and there were a lot of improvements, a lot of really, really good things.
Cool.
But I still know that there are bits missing from it.
Yeah, sure.
And looking forward to seeing it. I love the way it
I know you've been looking forward to this. I'm glad you got in the beta, and I really do hope that it lives up to your expectations.
Yeah.
Because I know what it's like when a game disappoints. So.
Yeah. But like I said, PvP, it's fun. If you go on the player versus environment servers, the PvE servers, there is an option to toggle on player versus player, so you can still get it there. You go on the PvP servers, player versus player servers, which are dedicated to that, you will get ganked.
Okay.
I remember I made a character, stepped outside of the police station, and there were a lot of level 20 villains, whatever, just killing everybody who stepped out. So
fucking hell, Jesus.
it's a bit hardcore. It's kind of like race for your life and then get chased down and killed. But no, I took one of them out.
It's I mean, we'll see how this pans out. I think it's still early days. You mean, you know, you've played the beta, you still don't know if it's going to be successful or not.
No.
In theory, it should be.
I
but,
hope so.
Know.
Like I said, I really like what they've done with it. The ideas that they've taken sort of kind of like, well, I suppose the nearest comparison would be like City of Heroes.
Yeah.
It's a completely different game to that, but very similar in some ways.
Yeah.
But it is more sort of action orientated. I like the way they've set it up. It's fun to play. It's fairly well balanced. And with what they've promised with month by month extra content and downloads and updates and everything, it should be good and should have quite a long life behind it.
Well, fingers crossed it doesn't all go down the shitter.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've been playing a couple of arcade games.
Really?
I've not as much time to play on my Xbox or whatever as I'd like to have over this holiday period, but I played a bit of Dead Rising 2 Case West.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not had a chance with that, yeah.
It's alright, you know, I mean, more of the same, never a bad thing. You know, I think they were always going to do this whole thing when, you know, Dead Rising 2 was first announced, we've got a new character in it, it's not Frank West anymore, it's just the geezer Chuck Green. I was like, oh yeah, cool, good. I kind of didn't like
Chuck.
I didn't like Frank West that much.
No.
I'll be honest. You know, but you know, hey, I can kind of see real hardcore fans getting behind this and be like, yeah, the two characters together, you can fight side by side, there's co-op, you know.
Awesome.
It's a pretty cool idea, it's a pretty good concept, you know, but then again, it is just more of the same, but you've got two characters this time. And they've done some very strange things with the Frank West character model. I don't know. He's sort of a Frank West meets Mickey Rourke kind of. They've basically replaced his arse and his face. I don't know. They've made him look really strange.
With what?
With I don't know. But like it's Frank West looks a little bit peculiar, but
well, he has been surviving a zombie apocalypse.
He's aged, and I know he had a big forehead before, but Jesus Christ, that thing's massive.
A bit receding.
Yeah,
I can sympathise with that.
Well, anyway, though, I mean, it's I can see it doing okay. I think, you know, I've still got Dead Rising 2 to play through. Yeah. The actual game.
Yeah, I think this is mainly for those who have played through it and
want a little something extra, you know, and don't mind paying for it, you know. It is for the hardcore, I think, more for the real fanboys of the Dead Rising series. And, you know, that's fine, you know, I think it'll do okay. But yeah, pretty much more of the same. Not bad, but, you know, if you want more of the same, great.
Yeah.
The only other thing I played was a game called Rascals.
Yeah. I saw that.
It's like a platformer type thing. It's very kind of Mario-ish. Yeah. With elements of Sonic and various. It's kind of cool. It's all right. I mean, you know, it's quite a nice looking game. Yeah. It's quite cute in a really freaky way.
The sort of Castle Crashers.
Quite Castle Crashers-esque looking. And
I might have to try the trial.
It's all right. Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's one of those games I think you'd pick up if you like and play if you had 5 minutes to kill. You know, you just finished playing something else, but you wanted to play on the Xbox a bit more, whatever. You know, it is a fun little game that you'd probably pick up and put down every so often. You know, It's not something you'd play hardcore for a while. But there's all sorts of different cool, there's multiplayer in there. I didn't even check that out. I didn't know what that's all about, but a really cool little platformer, quite fun. Like I said, it's not something you play for hours on end, but overall it's kind of pretty cool. I like it.
Okay,
I'm not sure if I did play the trial. I'm not sure if I would pick up the full game.
Is it
800
point or
I think it's 800 points.
That's
It's
not
tempting though. It's more fun than I thought it was going to be. I just downloaded it on a whim and thought, I'll give it a go. It seems pretty cool. So that might be one I'll try playing a little bit, play a bit more of it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
just see
I
what
might try
it's all
that
about.
before next week. And see
I think
what
you should. I
think.
think you'd really like it, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, there's definitely... It's not doing anything really original. It's kind of ripping off ideas from other platformers and stuff, but it throws them together in a really kind of cool way that, it's fun,
Okay.
It's a fun little game to play,
Awesome.
Nothing groundbreaking, nothing... It's not Game of the Year,
No.
but it's pretty cool.
Okay, cool.
I enjoyed it. It's good.
All right. Well, is that it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I haven't played that much. I still need to get deep into Assassin's Creed 2, to be honest. I'm
Yeah,
hoping to do
tell
that
me about
over the next week or so. But yeah, that's pretty much it for our first segment. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to hit the ground running with our review of 2010. Hello and welcome back to the Games4all podcast. Now, 2010, it's come and it's gone, and we're going to take a bit of time just to kind of look back at all the games that came out, well, not all the games, but our pick of the games that came out last year. Kind of our review of 2010. Now, we do apologise, we were originally going to do a video podcast. We had a few complications over the holidays. I was extremely ill. I'm still just getting over it. Sorry, you don't want to hear excuses, but, this is the truth.
I discovered the joy of Drambuie.
Yeah, things like that, So, but we couldn't do the video for whatever reason, and so we've decided to kind of combine it into this show.
Yeah.
Technically our first show of 2011. And so before we kick off with 2011 officially, we want to take a quick look back at, what kind of happened over last year. And if I'm honest, it's quite a mad year when you look back at some of the...
Cue sort of dream sequence flashbacky music.
That's if we were doing the video.
Yeah.
No, but it was quite a mad year. A lot came out. I mean, starting with January, that's obviously the best place to start.
Yeah.
But, January 2010, a whole year ago, Darksiders came out.
Understated. Loved it.
I mean, January's not really a month for lots of games
No.
to come out, but that month had Darksiders, Bayonetta, which I played some, it was alright.
Yeah.
I've yet to play through it completely, but, it's on my pile of games. Army of Two, 40th Day,
Which
once again.
Didn't do too bad.
Didn't do too bad. I mean, I thought the first game was okay.
Mm.
I really wanted them to fix a lot of shit. I played a bit of this one. I actually own it. I haven't played much of it, but I played a little bit, and it was alright. It seemed good.
It's on the stack.
Yeah, it's on that massive stack of games. Mass Effect 2.
Which I could go on for hours, but won't.
Yeah, I mean, it won some awards recently, I think.
Yeah.
Dark Void, which I own, but I don't know why. And MAG, a massive action game for the PlayStation 3. That's quite a big list of games that come out for the first month of 2010.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously the biggest game there being like Mass Effect 2 and like Darksiders, really, I think.
Yeah.
Both games you own and games that you've raved about. I mean, fucking mad. It's mad shit. I think this January we don't have a lot coming out.
No.
Really strange.
Well, there's one or two coming out. But,
DC Universe Online, Dead Space 2.
We'll talk about later, yeah.
About it.
But there's still, there should be pretty big games.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, January was a pretty good month for games. I mean, you don't usually get that kind of... You have the whole fallout from the holidays. In November where you get a lot of stuff come out. Yeah. December, January is very quiet usually.
I will say, sort of, Mass Effect was supposed to come out. I think it was November 2009, and then it just got pushed back. So that was kind of.
I hate to think how many games from 2010 got pushed back, and we're going to see them in the coming year.
Yeah,
quite a few, I imagine. But
DC Universe Online,
DC Universe Online, exactly. So yeah, January, crazy month. Well, February. February saw releases of Dante's Inferno, which is a total pile of shit. But I played it, I owned it. I don't know why I bought it, but I thought it would be alright, and it was whatever. BioShock 2, which I really, you know,
Yeah.
it was nominated for our game of the year.
No. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. No, yeah. But what's that? It's like in the first 2 months of the year, we've already got two of our favourite games.
Exactly.
Of that year
And
out.
that's a rarity. So, it's 2010, very cool year for gaming. Also in February, Alien vs Predator came out, which I've yet to play.
I've played a
tiny
bit.
of
It was a bit short, but it was okay.
I haven't played. I've got it. I played a tiny bit of it when it came out. Put it back down. Had other shit to play.
It's one of the ones that I need to pick up and play
Yeah.
through at some point.
Guitar Hero Van Halen. I only put it in there because, you know, Guitar Hero
Van Halen.
Van Halen, you know. Didn't play it. I'm sure it's great. Van Halen got a lot of great songs, but, you know, got a lot of shit songs too. But Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain, which I didn't play until December.
Until recently, yeah.
So,
Put it, well, dude, I mean, Bioshock 2 came out in February, and I only just kind of played it around September, I think. Something like that. So, yeah, you know, I'm one for playing games late. I'm just getting around to Assassin's Creed 2. So,
Yeah.
you know. But,
I have to say,
once again,
Heavy
a great
Rain.
month for fucking games.
Yeah, fantastic. I've not actually had a chance to play it myself, but I've watched various family members
I really
play
want
it.
to play Heavy Rain, dude. I've you know, that's been the whole thing with me. I don't own a PS3, and I'm hoping this year I'll get my hands on PlayStation and, you know, keep it this time around. And I do want to get Heavy Rain and all that. You know, there's loads of games I'd like to play on the PS3, but you know, March, Battlefield Bad Company 2, a game that I own and have only played the first level of.
Okay.
Seems okay. I mean, I know there's fans of it, you know, Battlefield series, you know. Final Fantasy 13.
Which I think, brutally honest, biggest disappointment of the year. I mean, it looks beautiful, sound is great.
Even I played a tiny bit of that.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
It just didn't live up to the hype.
Yeah.
It's basically
It was
one
a long time fucking coming.
Yeah. It was like a 30-odd hour tutorial before the actual game started.
Mm.
And basically walking down a corridor. That's the whole sort of first 30 hours of the game.
Awesome. Sounds like not my idea of fun.
No.
God of War 3, which is a pretty big hitter for Sony. I mean, it's amazing how many of the big titles they've released in the beginning of the year, you know.
Yeah.
Metroid 2033, I've got that on my pile of games to play, and I played a bit of it. It was alright. I've heard good things.
That's a bit mixed. Some
I'm
people
not
love
sure
it, some
why.
people hate it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the ones that's sort of flown under my radar, but I've noticed recently.
So one of the ones I want to play because I want to know I want to know what the big deal is with it, really.
Hoo-ha.
Yes. Just Cause 2. I
think did alright.
I played a bit of the demo. I thought it was okay. Not really. I didn't get it.
I've got friends who got it and liked it, so
yeah. I
not too
mean,
bad.
definitely an audience for it. And Red Steel 2 for the Wii.
Yeah.
I know that was pretty eagerly anticipated. I know Red Steel 1 was a steaming pile of dog shit.
Yeah, I think this one sort of kind of fixed some of the issues, but I think it was a bit too out there.
Mm.
Because they'd taken away from sort of like the realistic Yakuza type thing and turned it into like a fantasy Japanese Western
Yeah, still though.
type thing.
On paper, sounds good.
Yeah.
April, Splinter Cell Conviction.
Oh yeah.
And I played that shit, and it is good. you know, I mean, I came to the party late on that one, but it's a very, very good game. You know, Monster Hunter Tri.
I got
You've
that.
got on the Wii. You played that.
It's basically the biggest sort of massively single player online game type thing. I mean, there is like an MMO element to it, but it's just a huge, massive thing. A lot of grinding. If you like that sort of thing and you've got the time, I just haven't had the time to sink into it that it deserves. But no, it was a good game. One of the best on Wii.
Yeah, Super Street Fighter 4, which we both own. I've played very little of it, to be fair.
I've played quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's sort of my party piece. Whenever my nephew comes over, I kick his arse out.
But it's crazy, the calibre of games that have come out. I mean,
yeah.
May, right? This is what came out in May. Lost Planet 2, I own, have not played. Alan Wake, I own, have played. That's my most disappointed, the game I'm most disappointed with this year, I think. Alan Wake.
Wait till you play Lost Planet 2.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Skate 3, which I actually own, I've not played yet. I'm going to play a bit of the tutorial. Red Dead Redemption came out. Yeah, all right. You gave me the fucking whatever. Cowboy Lover. Split Second Velocity, Alpha Protocol, and Blur. I actually own Split Second Velocity and Blur, and I've not played either of them.
I really wanted to.
Very terrible with it.
Yeah, I really wanted to get Alpha Protocol, because it's made by Obsidian. And
you've heard very bad things.
Very bad
as
things,
everybody else has.
which put me off. I mean, I want to like it. It sounds good on paper. It's an espionage spy RPG. It's kind of like what would happen if the BioWare lot got their hands on the Bourne series license. That's kind of what it was done.
Yeah.
Even though it's not the BioWare lot, it probably would have been much better if it was the BioWare lot instead of the Obsidian lot. You know, it sounded good, but just didn't live up to its potential. Yeah, apparently. So
bit of a flop.
Not.
Unfortunate, you know.
I know some people who have played it that said if you can get past like the little issues, it's actually a really, really good game. So I might try it.
Pick it up for $5 when you say it cheap. I'm sure it'll be pretty cheap now. June. I mean, we're in June already, and like we've listed so many crazy games already. June 2010, Super Mario Galaxy 2 came out.
Yeah.
Very big heavy hitter for the Wii, you know?
Very, very.
It's craziness. Lego Harry Potter came out.
Which I have to say I actually quite liked.
Yeah, I know you did. Naughty Bear came out, which I had fun with.
Yeah.
Good times. I mean, this is literally around the time we started the podcast, you know?
Yeah.
June.
Yeah.
So these are the games that were coming out when we started the show. July, things start slowing down a little bit before, you know, you get to the end of the year, but July, Crackdown 2 came out. I remember we talked the fuck out, you know, about Crackdown 2 every fucking week, you know, leading up to it coming out and when it came out, and, you know, I played it, finished it, thought it was pretty good, but it was ultimately Crackdown 1 with some additions.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt.
Bit of a shame, but not as disappointing as Alan Wake. No. Dragon Quest 9.
Which I got. I played quite a bit of and thoroughly enjoyed. Don't dismiss it just because it's a DS game.
No, not at all.
It's a very sort of worthy Japanese. I probably think more enjoyable than Final Fantasy 13.
Cool.
So
that says a lot for it. You know, August 2010, Kane and Lynch 2 came out. Played it. Very short. Better than Kane and Lynch 1. Not saying much. Mafia 2 came out. Big hype for that. Didn't play. I played the demo. It was alright. And then didn't bother getting the game.
A lot of people said, yeah. Apparently, because it's meant to be like this big open world, but apparently there's... I'm saying apparently a lot. It's this big open world.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to do other than like the main story missions. It's literally just drive from point A to point B.
Do the thing.
Do this, do that. And you've got nothing else to do.
So I'd hate it.
Yeah.
I'd probably get quite bored of it. You know, but that was August, and so moving on, September things start hotting up because if you remember this year, September, you know, you start getting a whole bunch of shit come out. You know, you get some little surprises a little early there. So here's September 2010. Metroid Other M came out,
which I really wanted to enjoy. I love the Metroid games, but they just had to make her talk.
Possibly one of the most disappointing Wii games for you of the year, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, it's still
graphically
a good game.
It looks pretty fucking amazing.
Graphically, it looks good. It controls good. It feels like a sort of Metro game, but it's just that one thing that I just can't get past. Okay.
Well, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions came out.
I wanted to play it, but never got around to it.
Yeah, I don't think there's a demo or anything for that either. I'm not big on Spider-Man games because like most of them are shite, but nah, not for me. Halo Reach came out. Do you remember we did the whole Halo Reach thing? Yeah, we played some of that collectively. You know, it's not for us.
If you're a Halo fan, Joygasm.
Good for you. I mean, you know, probably the biggest selling game of that month, to be honest. Dead Rising 2 came out. We talked about Dead Rising earlier, but I enjoyed what I've played of it so far, which isn't much, a few hours worth, but I look forward to picking that game up again, and I will do sometime during the year, and I will crack on with Dead Rising 2. That'd be good.
Same here.
The PlayStation Move came out.
Again,
which I've just picked up.
I've just picked up. I kind of like it. There's not a lot of support for it yet. Now, hopefully, there will be more stuff coming. But you know, it certainly makes Heavy Rain a lot better. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's something I'm looking forward to playing. Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock came out. I picked that up. I played a bit of it. Probably the best soundtrack to a music game that's come out this year. Seriously overlooked for a lot of awards.
Yeah.
I think it is better than. I think it's a better game than Rock Band 3, and that's saying something because I love me with some Rock Band. I prefer Rock Band over Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
But no, this year Guitar Hero really pulled out the bag for me personally. And then Quantum Theory, which we both played.
Japan does Gears of War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, It's all right. I mean,
Japan does Gears of War and gets it slightly wrong, but we'll forgive them.
Yeah, no. The PS3 exclusive gone multi-platform Gears of War rip-off. Let's just say. Yeah, I mean, I played a bit of it. I've still got it. I haven't picked it up again since we played that bit of it, but it's all right. I mean, you play it, you get a little bit into it. It's it's something you could play through.
Yeah.
But it's something to play when you've got not a lot else to get, like, that once you get past your 5 games that you really, really, really want to play, that's when you might start playing that kind of game, just to pass a bit of time. Moving on to October, Enslaved came out.
Now, I think
that
that's probably a big sort of cult hit.
That fucker came out of nowhere, almost, in some ways.
Yeah.
It was on our radar a little bit, but it really probably came out of nowhere.
No, I really enjoyed that. I don't think it was like massive blockbuster hit or anything, but I think it's got like a sort of a cult following, and people who have played it generally.
I need to get on with that game. I've played more of that than I think I have a lot of these games that I haven't played, but I do need to go back and play Enslaved and finish it. Yeah. Medal of Honor came out. Actually, yeah, that's probably my most disappointing game. Next to Alan Wake, very disappointed with Medal of Honor. High hopes for it to be, the Call of Duty killer that it was supposed to be. Nowhere close, nowhere even near.
Most realistic
Caves.
soldiering game, and yes, it is realistic in the fact that most soldiers don't get a lot of action.
No, it's just, I mean, they focus their efforts in the wrong places. Let's just say.
Yeah.
And they know it. I mean, they came up with a statement a month later saying that they're disappointed.
They were sorry.
Yeah, we apologise. Just Dance 2 came out. Let's forget that. Fallout New Vegas,
which I still haven't properly. I mean,
I've got Fallout 3 to play through. Let's be honest.
I just got the Dead Money DLC, but
I knew you would have as well.
Yeah. But I haven't had a chance to play it or get anywhere near it. I still need to start a proper game on that.
Yeah.
And there's just so much other stuff coming at the moment.
It is shocking. I mean, they were still in October. Vanquish. Apparently really, really short. I played a bit of the demo, wasn't that impressed.
I quite liked the demo.
Thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I've heard it's really, really short. I stayed clear of it. DJ Hero 2, which I picked up because I've got a plastic turntable already. I figured why not pick up the game as well, fuck it. I played a bit of that, it was fun. Saw 2, I enjoyed the first Saw that came out the previous year. That for me was one of the biggest surprises of 2009. Was not expecting that to be any good at all. It was a lot more fun than I expected. So I picked up Saw 2. Haven't really played through that yet either.
No.
That's still sitting on my list of games. Star Wars Force Unleashed 2.
Which I played through.
Very, very quickly.
I can see why the third one was cancelled.
Fair days.
Even though you kind of need the third one to kind of fill out the story. Because it feels like half a story. It feels tacked on. It doesn't feel part of the universe. Not as good as the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, mechanically better than the first one.
Yeah. But,
they should have just remade Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they should have done.
Yeah. Well, after that, Fable 3, I know you picked that up.
Picked it up, played through it, loved it.
Sims 3 for consoles. That came out as well.
I haven't.
I actually have that game.
Yeah.
But I've not played it. That's not my kind of thing. But, whatever. Rock Band 3 came out. Disappointed with that, unfortunately. Was really looking forward to that coming out. If anyone bought it in the hope that, the MIDI keyboard was going to be a lot of cool shit, not many fucking songs on that disc support the keyboard. A bit of a letdown if you were buying it for that reason,
Yeah.
It really fucked that one up.
I have no musical talent, so I'm just kind of taking.
I mean, admittedly, what they're trying to do with it, because if you buy the really expensive guitar controller for it, yes, you can learn guitar. That's the big thing. We are now going to teach you how to play, and that, don't get me wrong, that's great. I'm all for it, But when you start saying, here's the new peripheral we're going to have, it's a keyboard. If you can't play every song on that disc with that instrument, what's the bloody point?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Anyway, moving on. November, the big month of the year, all the really shit hot solid games come out. November 2010, no exception. Well, we'll see. Two James Bond games.
Yeah.
007 Bloodstone.
Yeah.
For the Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
And GoldenEye Wii, which is, we voted our best Wii game of the year.
Yeah.
Quite rightly so, I do believe. Call of Duty Black Ops.
Loved it.
You know, there are a lot of haters out there, but you know what?
Haters gonna hate.
I still like me some Call of Duty, you know? Black Ops ain't, you know, it's not the best game ever. It was the best game. It was the game of the year. We gave it the game of the year, but you know, it was great. But I think the multiplayer is you know, definitely the definitive version of the multiplayer, and they've done so much right with it. It was hard not to kind of, you know, to overlook it. It won our best multiplayer experience of the year and game of the year.
Yeah.
So it says a lot about it.
And the campaign, it was just something different. It's better than what I expected it to be.
Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't have... Some people had hype, some people didn't. I was sort of in the middle of there on the fence a bit.
Yeah.
Played it, loved it, you know? What can I say? I'm just one of them people.
Yeah.
Kinect came out.
Yeah.
We had fun and all the software that came with it. That's quite a few games. It's a lot of shit, but a lot of alright games came out of it as well. We had fun playing with Kinect.
We did.
I still play on Kinect occasionally.
Yeah, we injured ourselves on
Yeah.
Kinect.
I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, unfortunately, I've got to move my whole front room around to play on it.
Yeah.
So it's not something that gets used as much as I'd like it to, but I love it. You know, I don't regret buying it at all, and I think it's sold really, really well.
Yeah.
I don't know if Microsoft have met their 5 million quota that they hoped for, but I'm sure it's not far off.
I know they're on the way to something big. They had like numbers published. I haven't got them to hand, but I know it was looking fairly positive.
Oh, yeah. A bit of side news for that. Apparently, and there's a bit of a rumour at the moment, but I did read something in The Guardian that said, yes, I've read The Guardian, that basically says they're going to increase the level of sensitivity, they're going to increase the like the resolution of the camera and stuff, with like a software, like a firmware update for the actual
Really?
Kinect. They're going to do a lot of stuff, make it way more accurate, make it recognise certain things. Yeah, I think they've realised they can really push it a bit further, and I think that's what they're going to try and do. That's an unofficial thing.
Basically, like the game, what's the word? Basically, what all games are, just push the product out there and then tweak
it later. It's patching. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the word you're looking for.
Yeah, patching. No,
Yeah, I mean...
philosophy, that's the word.
But, you know, it's... I'm up for it. I'm up for it for that. I mean, we enjoyed it. You know, it is a fun... It's more of a kind of fun party thing when you've got other people around, you know. Let's look stupid in front of each other. But it's good fun, you know. And I'm up for them improving it, you know. Why not? Good times. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Did not disappoint. I had high hopes
Gotta admit,
for it.
I'm looking forward to... Once I've got through Assassin's Creed 2, I'm kind of hoping I can hit Brotherhood pretty hard and play some multiplayer as well. That's what I'm loving. I love the idea of multiplayer set in that world. I think that's a genius stroke. So
Yeah.
good times. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I need to pick that game up, dude. And play the fuck out of it because I know I probably will. Gran Turismo 5.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
It's sold well, but it's
well, the amount of people who've been waiting for it, and
Well, that's
the
what I
amount
mean.
of time they've been waiting
that's
for
something
it.
that may have hurt this game a little bit, is the fact that everyone's had to wait so fucking long for it, and basically a lot of people paid good money for a glorified demo, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of a shit thing to do. Disney Epic Mickey came out for the Wii.
Good. A few faults, but...
Sold pretty well, though, I think, overall. Splatterhouse, which is like the last game I pretty much finished, you know? Good times. I had fun with it, you know? It's a fun, messy game, but, you know, it's not something you're gonna... I'm probably not gonna pick that game up again, I don't think. You know, I've played through it and had my fun with it, and I think my time with it's done. And that pretty much leaves November. I mean, December, the only game that really came out in December was Donkey Kong Country Returns for the Wii.
Yeah.
But, you know, which I'm sure is great. I've not had a chance to play it. We could have played it at MCM, I think, but we never got the chance to get... We were too big. The queue was ridiculous. So, overall, 2010, I mean...
Wow.
Ridiculous amount of games coming out. I mean, I failed to see how this year is going to top last year for the sheer amount of games and quality of games.
Whoa.
I know there's a lot of stuff coming out, but I'm dubious. You know. But we can now officially draw a line under 2010. It is done with. So hopefully a lot of these games we've now talked about, and we don't really have to talk about them again until I get around to playing them.
Yeah.
Which I will do at some point, hopefully over the next year. But we're going to take
look forward to our retro segments of the show.
Yeah, I mean, crazy year. A lot of fantastic games coming out. I mean, if you'd said to me, you know, this time last year, how much stuff was going to be coming out, I wouldn't have believed you. You know,
I mean, I bought so many good games last year.
I've bought at least one game a month out of this lot here,
Yeah.
like quite easily. So
Yeah.
I'm happy with a lot of my purchases. I mean, I haven't played half of them, but you know, but you know, yeah, just sheer amazing amount of games. 2010, fantastic year for gaming.
It's a fine vintage.
It is. So it will forever go down in history as
It's a good year for
it's
gaming.
a good year for gaming. Yeah, along with like 2007.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good year as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, so we've now officially done and dusted with 2010. When we come back...
This is me washing my hands of it.
Awesome. So, when we come back from our break, we are going to talk about 2011 and talk about we've each picked out 5 games, personally, that we are most excited about. We're going to be talking about that. So we're looking forward to 2011. So join us after the break. Hello and welcome back to the Games4all podcast. Now, we're looking forward to this coming year's worth of gaming goodness.
Yes, we are.
And I've got some games that I'm excited about. Do you want to hear about them?
Yes, go on.
Okay, well, I've picked 5. We picked 5 each
Yes.
that we are most looking forward to. And it'd be kind of interesting at the end of the year to kind of go back and say, yeah, this is what we said we were excited about, weren't we, stupid?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure there's quite a few on my list that probably will disappoint me, to be fair, because I'm open to disappointment. But my list's quite strange. Well, not strange. It's a lot of very similar games on it, I'll be honest. So, at number 5, my 5th most anticipated game of 2011 is Homefront. Now, it's one of those games where it's at number 5 because we only know so much about it.
Yeah.
It's a new IP. It's a first-person shooter based in like the US. Korea has invaded the US. There's a whole story side to it. It's been getting some good feedback from, you know, like the press and stuff who've actually had hands-on with it, and you know, it's going to be gritty, a bit hardcore, a bit, you know. So, but then at the same time, this could turn out to be a big, massive pile of shit and a whole bunch of hype.
Yeah.
So that's why I've put it at number 5, because I think, as excited as I am about Homefront, I'm opening myself up for a lot of a possible amount of disappointment. You know, It could be really, really, really bad. And they've said a lot about multiplayer and stuff. Don't concentrate on multiplayer. Make a good single player campaign first. Then I want to hear about the multiplayer. But this game comes out like February, so it's not far from it coming out.
No.
I'm intrigued. It's being published by THQ. So,
well, having said that,
you know, I mean, I think what they're trying to do is start a new franchise of first-person shooters, and you know, I don't know, like it just feels to me like they're trying to put over a message, not a message, but like a real hard-hitting, gritty story, which I'm, you know, great, you know, good, throwing some action and shit, make it a fucking hardcore, badass game. I'll get behind it. That's what I'm hoping it's going to be, but I'm worried they're going to concentrate too much on the multiplayer, go after COD a bit too much. And they're going to lose sight of the whole project. You know,
it could just turn out to be another Medal of Honor. Exactly.
That's exactly what I don't want it to be. That's what I'm worried about. But that's what's my number 5. Number 4, Bulletstorm.
Yep.
Also comes out in February. I'm very much looking forward to this. Once again, another first-person shooter. But it's the whole kill with skill, kind of have fun, the world is your playground, fuck about, kind of kick people up the arse and stuff, kind of.
Keep you sort of tide you over until certain.
It is one of those games. Yeah, it is one of those games that, and I know this for a fact that I'm gonna have fun playing it. It looks so much fun to play, but after I've had my fun with it, I probably will put it down and probably not pick it up again.
Well, it depends, obviously, on how it turns out. I mean, you might end up loving it and playing it again. I
hope I do, but at the moment, as the way things stand, I can see it being one of those games that is a lot of fun, but easily kind of forgettable.
Yeah.
By November, when all these other shit hot games are coming out, I'd have probably forgotten about Bulletstorm.
Yeah.
My fingers are crossed that it's a really, really good game. It looks great. I mean, it looks like a lot of fun. So, I don't know. This is my number 4. At number 3, Crysis 2.
Yeah. so what genre is that?
It's first-person shooter.
Oh.
See, this is the thing, right? Because I'm getting bored of first-person shooters, but there's a lot of them coming out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, this could be some new shit. I want someone so badly to breathe life, like a fresh breath of life into the first-person shooter. It desperately needs it, and there are a lot of them coming out, and yeah, it's kind of my thing. But so Crysis 2, it looks great.
Yeah.
Real high hopes for it. Really want to play it bad. I think it comes out February, March. They're all coming out within the first 3 months.
Yeah.
Most of these games. But yeah, no, it does look really good, and I'm hopeful that Crysis will find their life on console.
Yeah.
Because that, for me, is the bigger thing. I don't have to have a stupidly high-powered PC to play this fucking game.
Yeah.
I've played some Crysis and played some Warhead and stuff.
Yeah, we've seen of the engine, everything. We know that the engine can look great on the console.
Absolutely.
So we just want that great.
So I'm hoping this is going to be... A lot of people are excited about it. I'm hoping it comes out and kicks people in the fucking crotch. And, no, but like in a good way, and like really surprises people on how fucking good it is.
Kick you in the crotch in a good way. Is there really a good way to be kicked in the crotch?
Magic.
Okay.
I don't know. That's the answer to anything. Magic. My number 2 is a game that comes out in about 24 days. Dead Space 2.
Yeah. That's not that's a first-person shooter. That is a third-person shooter. So that's slightly different.
Marine shooter. Now, yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest science fiction fan, but like when you marry it up with horror, I'm fucking there. Do you know what I mean? Alien and shit.
Yeah.
Bit sci-fi, bit horror. Yeah, I love it. When the first Dead Space came out, bought it, played it, fucking loved it. I spent that Halloween that year, 2008, I think it was, fucking alone in a room in the dark playing Dead Space and thinking how fucking amazing it was. That, and it was one of those games that when I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh my god, really? This is going to be shit. But then I kind of got teased a bit by some of the, some of the hype, and they did do some pretty inventive things, and, like having the HUD. There's no HUD on the screen, it's all on the character, and little things like that. I mean, Dead Space 2...
kind of pull you into it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it took little things like that, made it actually part of the world, made it make sense,
Yeah.
And it's just little things, little interests. Yeah, it was kind of the same scares over and over again, and you did get used to it, but some of the little puzzles you had to solve, and... I don't know, it was fun for me overall, I think,
I think it had the sort of the... Sam Raimi's Evil Dead / John Carpenter sort of
a lot of the horror movie
kind of
absolutely
feel.
And so with Dead Space 2 coming out, they've promised a lot, and they seem to have tweaked a lot of things that were maybe issues before, and new enemies, new weapons, new setting, slightly ambiguous about some of the story, obviously don't know everything about it. If it's as good as Dead Space 1, then I'm all over it, and I'm going to fucking love it, and I'm going to talk about it to no end on the podcast. And the multiplayer side of it, I'm actually really excited about. To me, that it seems like Visceral actually doing saying, here's a really we're going to really make a shit hot campaign. We are concentrating on that. No need to worry about it. It's in safe, capable hands. But we are also doing a multiplayer, and it's going to be fucking badass and blah blah blah. I'm confident that it's going to be fairly even.
Yeah.
With Homefront, I'm not so sure.
It could turn out to be like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, like the worries that I was having, everybody was having, like with the single player campaign suffer for it
because there's multiplayer.
They ended up making it work.
I think Dead Space 2 multiplayer is going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to. I'm there day one basically.
Yeah.
And my number one.
What's your number one?
My number one most anticipated game of 2011, Gears of War 3.
Oh, the shock and surprise.
Fuck off.
I knew.
You're going to get this game as well, and you're going to play it, and we're going to play 4-player fucking co-op and love it.
Yeah. But as soon as you said your number 2, I'm like, yeah, I know what's at number 1.
No, I mean...
kind of knew what was at number 1.
Don't get me wrong, mate. I mean, this generation for me is summed up with a few games, and Gears of War is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
It's the first real game that I played on a console, and I thought, holy shit. these are the graphics I've wanted for such a long time from this little console sat under me telly. You know, I missed out on, you know, the previous generation before because I just wasn't that happy with how games were looking and stuff. And, you know, it's just the first game in a long, long time that really wowed me and got me excited to play games again. And I played it and it was so much fun. The multiplayer, fucking brilliant, genius, you know.
Oh no, I totally agree.
And you've played a fair amount of Gears and Gears 2.
Yep.
And you've even played some of like Horde and stuff, and you enjoyed that sort of thing. Beast mode this time around. You play as the creepies, which is going to be fun.
Play as the creepies.
Oh, you know what I mean. You get to play as locusts and shit, and you know, it's going to be fucking badass. I mean, you cannot you cannot sit there and tell me that you watched footage of them unveiling it at E3. They showed you part of that, and you cannot tell me that does not look fucking amazing and a lot of fun to play, and that you don't want that game.
I can't say that. No.
Exactly. So I mean, personally, a bit of a shame it was. It's been pushed back in some respects. It was an April release, now it's November. It's building up more hype for it though,
it builds the anticipation.
But the beta, I'm hoping to get in the beta. That'd be cool.
Oh, that's buying Bulletstorm.
True. Yeah, so, you've got 5 games you want to talk about?
I do, and this might shock you, because Gears of War 3 actually isn't on my
Oh,
list.
what the hell?
It's at number 6.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
So it
But at
would
least
have
it's,
done. I would
at
have
least
liked.
it's in, it's in, it's in the.
I would have liked to have put it in the list, but there are other games that I'm just kind of more excited about.
Yeah, I mean, my list's very shooter orientated. I think you might notice that.
Yeah.
Even I noticed that when I was like putting them together. Like, oh my god, there's a lot of fucking shooters in here.
But
I didn't want it that way, but that's just how it turned out.
I have a feeling that once you've heard my list, none of them will surprise you a lot.
Probably. Yeah.
No. So number 5, it's DC Universe Online.
Okay.
Now the reason it's at number 5 is because it's coming out in a week or so.
Yep.
And I've been on the beta, so obviously I would be anticipating it more, but I've already had a chance to play it, and it's coming out soon, so it's hard to kind of like build up something that's coming out so soon. But I've talked about it. I will talk much more about it shortly, or in the next coming weeks. So, yeah, it's pretty much a given.
Okay.
My
excuse me. So you should go
on. My number 4 is Deus Ex: Human Revolution.
Yeah, I'm not shocked by that one at all.
No. I mean, I was a big fan of the original. Liked the second one. Wasn't as good as the first one, but no, I've been waiting for another Deus Ex game for a long time, and they've sort of like been releasing the trailers and sort of cutting them bigger and bigger. And I think
even I'm a little intrigued by this game. I probably will check it out.
Yeah,
to be fair.
Just before Christmas, they released like the extended cinematic cut. And obviously, there's no gameplay. I have seen gameplay footage, and it does look nice, but it kind of building up the mood. And I'm really, really excited about this game, so I will be picking this up. Number 3, Dragon Age 2.
Cool, comes out in March.
Yeah, because I am a
BioWare whore.
Yes.
We need a little jingle. BioWare whore. I don't know.
I'll leave that one up to
I'll
you.
work that one out.
But I am still playing through Dragon Age Origins. I'm playing it so much and trying to get through it. I'm not even putting it on my what I've been playing list at the start of the show anymore.
I noticed you have been playing it a lot, and I thought it was a bit odd you hadn't mentioned it, but yeah.
Yeah. But I've been playing that. I'm really, really excited about this. I like the looks of it. Lots of people are kind of worried that it will feel like a different game or whatever because it's more action orientated. As far as I can see, the only difference is now instead of pushing a button and waiting like more of a MMO type game, you press a button and you go straight to doing what it is you're doing.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to it. I like what they're doing with it. I like the look of it. It's sort of impressing on me, and it was sort of like bobbing between that and Deus Ex, or what would be my 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Anyway, number 2, Batman: Arkham City.
Once again, I'm not surprised at all.
No,
not at all.
No. So
cool.
Loved Arkham Asylum. It was kind of when the first one was released, when it was being developed, I really, really wanted it to be good. I really, really enjoyed it. And I know you didn't think much of it, but I played through the whole game and loved it. The pacing, the story, the mechanics of it, awesome. when I heard they were doing a sequel, I wasn't surprised because the first one was that good, but they've been releasing more and more details. This one's supposed to be like 5 times bigger, which hopefully means 5 times more awesome.
Well, yeah, one would hope.
Yeah, but this is also going to be, apart from DC Universe Online, the last time Mark Hamill plays the Joker.
Right.
So for fans of the old Batman, the animated series back in the 90s, this is the last time you're going to hear him in that role.
So he says.
So he says. Until...
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really looking forward to that. Trailer came out. Sounded like Christopher Lee doing the voice of a character, Hugo Strange. I've now found out that it is not him. It is the guy who impersonates him on the Clone Wars. But still, it sounds like Christopher Lee, so it's still awesome.
Cool.
Okay, my number one...
I wish I could fit a drum roll in here, but yeah.
I have a feeling you probably know what it is.
Go on.
Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
Need I say more? Love Mass Effect 2. I'm a BioWare whore.
A BioWare whore. Okay, so
you saw the trailer.
Yeah,
even you said it looked
even
good.
I said, yeah, they're pretty good. You know?
Yeah, so
it's going to be an interesting year. I mean, you know, quite a bit coming out, but you know, I don't think it's quite the caliber of what came out last year yet.
Well, Mass Effect 3, Mass Effect 2.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's the sheer amount of stuff. Anyway,
yeah.
At least
I will say though, I am slightly sceptical about whether Mass Effect 3 will actually come out for the holidays, because Mass Effect 2 was supposed to come out for the holidays and then got pushed back to the January.
Yeah, that is one of the risks we take with announcing our, you know, most anticipated games 2011. Yeah. Hopefully they'll all come out this year.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, it'd be good if it does, because like we said, I think the other week, for the PS3 crowd, because they're getting Mass Effect 2 in like a week or so.
Yeah, not far. Yeah.
And so they'll be getting 2 doses of Mass Effect in a year, which
pretty
we on
cool.
the Xbox can only dream of. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Well, it'd be pretty cool to kind of look back at this in, you know,
a year's time.
In a year's time, and just laugh at ourselves, perhaps, and be like, Homefront, oh my god. You know, we'll see what happens, but you know.
See, you've taken some risks with your list, where I've kind of pretty much picked ones that I know.
Yeah. I've taken a few risks because I'm still unsure about a lot of them. A lot of them are new IP. Well, a couple of them are new IPs, and you don't know how that's going to work out. But you know, would be fun to look back on this list and kind of see if we were kind of right in putting them on this list in the first place. Yeah. Well, that concludes our episode. It's been a bit of a long one, but thank you very much for listening and downloading. We're going to be back again next week with a normal show, the normal structure and routine.
As normal as our shows get.
It's anything but normal, but you know, a usual kind of show. Thank you very much for listening, downloading. Please leave us a review on iTunes. If you want to check us out, website is www.games4allpodcast.com. You can send us an email at podcast@games4allpodcast.com. We're also on Twitter.
Twitter.com/Games4all.
And you can search for us on Facebook just by typing in Games for All Podcast.
If you like us, you get access to exclusive content and stuff that you don't normally get through the website. Indeed. So thank you very much. Please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes. I already said that, you know, but I'm stressing it quite badly. And we will see you again next week. Goodbye. Farewell, fellow gamers.
For more episodes of the Games for All podcast, please check out our website, www.games4allpodcast.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at www.twitter.com/Games4all. And you can like us on Facebook, just search for Games for All podcast. Games for All is brought to you by iPage. For more affordable and greener web hosting, check out ipage.com. Page.com. 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 Page.com, 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 Page.com,